Once, our estate was the envy of this land.
Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Darkest Dungeon. A heads up that my main group there on week 5 has failed 2 of its first 4 missions. This game is a lot tougher than you would think it is. I've also picked up a few more things as I've been playing, so let's get down to it. We're ready to embark, I believe. Let us do so.
A mecca of madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
This will show all the areas we have access to. Right now, we only have access to the ruins. The others are locked until they're either created. It looks like these were added later into the beta. And these ones we might be able to unlock through later gameplay. Right now, we only have one mission available to us. Although, in the future, we'll have others available, and the rewards will be different depending upon what we do. We see what our goal is for this mission, which can be somewhat random. So far, I've detected 100% of room battles complete, or 90% of the dungeon of all the rooms explored. We can see, I suspect, that this place gives us these types of goods as rewards for the most part. This place gives us scrolls and shields, this place pictures and shields. To begin on your embark, you will click and drag the people you want to bring with you into their associated slots. We don't really have a choice as to where we want to put these people, so we'll just go ahead and do this.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
Before each mission, you'll be able to outfit yourself with any supplies you think you might need when you go to the mission. A heads up, any supplies you bring with you that you don't use are lost, so you don't get to keep them in between missions. Keep that in mind, because I can tell you, you will not have enough money if you start bringing endless amounts of supplies to your missions. You might succeed in the missions, but you won't be able to recover after them. You generally will need to eat during the dungeon at least once. You will consume 1 food per person. If you don't have enough food, some people in your group will suffer damage and take stress. Food can also be consumed at 1 point of food to recover 1 hit point, if you decide to use it as an emergency food supply. During the game, you may encounter things you can interact with. Some might attempt to poison you. You will definitely take bleeding damage probably at some point during the quest. Obviously, if you're diseased, you'll need this, and sometimes you might come across something that's locked, in which case a skeleton key can be used to unlock them. You'll also want to bring torches with you. While you don't need torches, I think, you will want them. Each torch restores 15 points of light. Okay, I spent half my money on supplies. Let's see how well we do. By the way, I am playing this before I've read any comments in the below, so if anyone wanted one of these characters named, just let me know and I'll do so. If I don't see any comments listed for my upload in another day, today's February 3rd? So if I don't see anything by tomorrow night, the 4th, I'll just go ahead and name them as I wish. Once the mission begins, I will probably not be doing much talking during it, so I will talk to you all again when we're done.
The fiends must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line? Mechanical hazards, possessed by evil intent. Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles. Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms. This expedition at least promises success. If only treasure could staunch the flow of otherworldly corruption. Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike. Mortality clarified in a single strike.
During the game, your characters may take bleeding or other types of damage. You can use bandages or whatever it will be in order to remove the effect if you wish. It does not consume your character's turn to do so.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Sometimes, upon entering a new room, you successfully manage to scout the area in front of you. In this case, we can see that there's no combats in front of us, and some treasures and a trap. The next room is completely empty. This room might have a battle for treasure in it. You can occasionally find traps in the dungeon, especially if you've scouted ahead. We saw our Vestral here get hit with one right at the beginning of this dungeon level. Since we scouted successfully, we will be able to disarm this trap, or at least have a chance to do so.
ambushed by foul invention. Dazed, reeling, about to break. A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless. As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear. As victories mount, so too will resistance.
You may notice, by the way, that you can only carry 1,500 gold per inventory slot. You will have to make some hard decisions during your adventures as to what you want to keep and what you want to drop.
The way is lit, the path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it. Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten. More bones returned to rest. Devils remanded to their abyss. There is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
When you return to town after doing a mission successfully or unsuccessfully, your characters will have healed all the way, but their stress does not diminish in between quests. I do not yet know what happens when a character reaches 100 points in stress. I'll let you know when it occurs to my other group, or we'll find out together. In either case, we have unlocked 2 additional buildings now, the Abbey and the Tavern. These structures allow you to use them to gain stress relief, depending upon, well, what the character prefers to do. Trimus here is God-fearing. This means that while he's in town, I'm pretty sure he will only pray at the church for stress relief. He will not do anything else to my knowledge.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
The caretaker will take up 1 slot in one of these buildings when you finish a quest. We can't use the brothel because he is busy using it. Certain characters may gain more or less stress relief depending upon what they decide to do. Trimus, as you see, can't go to the bar or the gambling hall. He can only pray.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
You can upgrade each individual section of the church or tavern in order to increase, as you see, stress recovery or decrease the costs associated with that ability.
Gilded icons and dogmatic rituals. For some, a tonic against the bloodshed.
Once I elect to have Trimus use this facility, he will be unavailable for us in the next quest, as he is busy using this during that week. It also, as you see, will cost us 1,050 gold to make use of the transept.
A little hope, however desperate, is never without worth. All manner of diversion and dalliance await those who cross the threshold with coin in hand. With enough ale, maybe they can be inured against the horrors below.
Now, I do not know a way in which to pass a week without taking an objective, so we're going to have to hire some additional people. We can bring 4 more with us. We might as well take all 4.
He will be laughing still at the end. A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
And everyone, it's time for me to get to bed. When we return, I'll have renamed all these characters, either what people have wished them to be named in the comments, or I'll come up with my own names for them. Thank you for watching. This has been more The Darkest Dungeon. I will see you guys for the next embarkment. Take care.